I suppose the upside is that a fix for Tesla like this is pretty easy in terms of a software update, but what do we know about what happened here?
Yeah, Heidi, I think that's a really important point. But we're talking about 285,000 cars or thereabouts. And importantly, almost all the deliveries of the Model Y, which has been delivered in China since January. And it's seen by Elon Musk and those at Tesla as being absolutely key to the driver of future growth here in China. But you're right. Look, this is a software fix. The regulators said that the concerns were that the autopilot system could be turned on automatically. That could lead to problems. But it can be updated remotely. Tesla say they're going to do it for free. I think the bigger picture is that this is the latest setback for Tesla in its second largest market. You had that protest, of course, that we remember at the auto show earlier this year. You've had a number of crashes here that have drawn some concern and scrutiny. And then you've had security concerns around its cameras and some departments, government departments, looking at whether or not they're going to allow Teslas into certain compounds because of security concerns. So again, it's just a reminder that this has been something of a challenging year for the company, again, in its second largest market, though it's worth pointing out that in May, they did see a pretty solid number in terms of deliveries here.
Yeah, especially after you saw all of that support coming from authorities when they were setting up their factories in Shanghai, right? But let me turn over to Europe, because, Tom, a Chinese battery maker is also tying up with Renault.
Yeah, it's a battery maker. It also is a wind turbine maker as well. It's called Envision. They're investing about $2.4 billion in northern France. And you're right, this is a tie-up with Renault. They're helping to provide the batteries for an affordable range of EVs from that French automaker. They say they're going to be creating about 2,500 jobs in France. But importantly, they also say that they're looking for partnerships with cars beyond Renault. They say, look, France is strategic. This important tie-up with Renault is central to them, but they are looking for tie-ups with other automakers. And it's a reminder that this investment, despite the frictions between Brussels and Beijing, this investment from Chinese companies in Europe does continue. And in the EV space, where this demand for batteries is very hot, China is playing a major role.
What lessons can be learnt then from this EV experience in China?
Well, there's one particular city, it's a city of about 4 million people, called Liuzhou, where they have about 30% of all the cars that have been delivered there in recent years are electric. And this city is seen as something of the capital of electric vehicles in China. It probably trails only Oslo in Norway in terms of electric vehicle take-up. If you think about 30% of cars in this city are electric, that's about 5 times China's average. About 4.5% of all cars, by the way, globally delivered are electric. So it's way above that. But what they've done is, crucially, they have a local car maker, the Shanghai automaker with GM and Wuling have created this $5,000 electric vehicle. You can see pictures of it on the screen there. So you have an affordable, cheap EV that is easily accessible. But they've also done things like test drives. They've given out cash incentives for drivers who drive over a certain distance. They have charging points everywhere and a lot of support from the local government, free parking as well. So it's seen as something of a template for some of the auto strategists here for how other cities, other jurisdictions outside of China can encourage that pickup and that take-up in electric vehicles.